everybody. Now that we're into December and we're into the Christmas season, let's talk about the darker side of Christmas. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well out there. And we are officially in December. We are in the Christmas season. We're going to kick off December with a horror Christmas film, because I always like to do that each year. Matter of fact, we're going to do a few horror Christmas films this year, actually 3 to be exact. We're doing this film, which is called Better Watch Out. We're going to do the 2006 remake of Black Christmas. Last year we did the 2019 remake of Black Christmas. And I'm going to do the Krampus naughty cut that I'm going to be getting on 4K coming next week. I'm excited to see that version of that film because I like the PG-13 version, but I'm feeling I'm going to enjoy the naughty cut even a little bit more. So I'm going to review these 3 titles for the Christmas season, horror-wise, and I'll do a couple family Christmas titles. But today we're talking about Better Watch Out. Now, before we get in review, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I greatly would appreciate that. Hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you get notified and you can join me here and see what I'm doing. I greatly would appreciate that. Now, we're going to talk about Better Watch Out today. This is a film I've wanted to see since I heard about it back in 2016. Matter of fact, this film was released in October of 2016. Got a small theatrical release in the US, then went to VOD and DVD. This movie's rated R. It's an hour and 29 minutes long and had a budget of $3 million. It was shot in Sydney, Australia. I think all on set, actually. Originally, the director was going to shoot this film in South Carolina on a $500,000 budget, but a producer came to him and said, if you come to Australia, I'll give you $3 million. And he happily went to Australia because he got a lot more money. Now, Chris Peckman directed this film. He had a film before this. I'm not familiar with this gentleman. This is the only film I've seen him do, so I'm not familiar with anything else he's done. Only 2 actors in this film I recognize, and you'll recognize them right away too. Patrick Warburton plays the father, and he was Putty on Seinfeld. He was in Scream 3 and other things. And Virginia Madsen plays the mother. Now, this film basically takes 90 to 95% all inside this house. And it's a very simple story. Mom and Dad are going out for the night. It's very close to Christmas. And Luke, their son, is at home, and he's only 12 years old. And this girl who's babysat for them for a long time, Ashley, has come over to babysit him. And she's getting ready to go off to college in Pittsburgh. And this is kind of like their last hurrah together. And Luke has a crush on Ashley. And his friend's there. Garrett's there for a little bit. And the mother tells him he has to go home. And that's pretty much the gist of the story. Now, as they're sitting there watching a horror film, and they get pizza, although they say they didn't order it. So they're a little suspicious. Ashley's a little suspicious up front. But the son says, oh, my father must have ordered it. So they're sitting there watching the movie, and all of a sudden weird noises start happening outside. And they set up where this could possibly be a home invasion. All these kind of weird things. The back door is open multiple times. This Santa Claus figure it keeps moving around outside, and they see shadows in the window. And then after about 10, 15 minutes of this going on, what's really going on is revealed. And Luke's friend Garrett had come back, and her plan was to scare Ashley, but Garrett didn't realize Luke had other plans, and Luke knocks Ashley out, ties her to a chair. And this is where the film takes a really dark turn for this troubled young man. And even Garrett's taken by surprise. He even says about, this wasn't the plan, we were only supposed to scare her. Because Luke makes an advance on her before this all happens, and she turns him down. She's older, obviously, and she has a boyfriend. Although Luke isn't satisfied, she thinks she only dates losers and she can do much better, which meaning him. And pretty much from there, this becomes a terror or a torture kind of film, because Luke is keeping Ashley starts doing weird things with her, like playing truth or dare, grabs her breasts, and then he texts her boyfriend to come over, who she's having a fight with. And he shows up, and they torture the shit out of him. They keep referencing Home Alone, and they even, on this guy, they do the Home Alone paint can to the face. Now, they don't show the aftermath, but there's a lot of blood and whatnot. And pretty much Ashley has to try to fight for her life. And Luke even goes down the rabbit hole even more, kills her other ex-boyfriend, and tries to set him up for these murders. He kills his best friend Garrett with a shotgun. And then he stabs Ashley in the neck before his mom gets home. His mom and dad get home, and goes upstairs and pretends he's sleeping this whole time when they find the bodies. And then we get the twist ending, which really wasn't a twist ending. I kind of saw it coming, where Ashley, you hear the paramedics go, we have one alive. And Ashley's getting rolled out to the ambulance, and she looks up, and Luke's looking out the window, and she gives him the middle finger. And that's the end of Better Watch Out. Now, I got to be honest, I've always wanted to see this film. It's a film that I wanted to see back, like I said, in 2016. I kind of forgot about it. And I made a conscious effort. I got a request by Red Mist, who's a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, number one, and requesting this. I've always wanted to see it, so you gave me a reason to watch it finally. And it was on Tubi, so if you have Tubi, you can watch it for free. And there's nothing cut out. There's some commercials that you know if you've used Tubi before. I enjoyed this film. It's pretty damn well shot. They definitely captured a Christmas vibe with the decorations, the snow in the front and backyard. The guy that plays Luke, when he goes unhinged, he's believable as a psychopath. Like, this kid's definitely out of his mind. And the girl who plays Ashley is really good. I mean, Patrick Warburton and Virginia Madsen don't have a whole lot to do. They're in the beginning of the film for a few minutes, and then they show up at the end. They're in the film maybe 5 minutes total. So they're the big names here in the cast, and they're not really in the film all that much. But this young cast I'm not familiar with really holds the film together. And it's well done. I enjoyed it. Is it perfect? No, I think even though it's only an hour and 29 minutes long, I think it's a little too long for what they're trying to do. We spend a lot of time in this one location. And once we realize Luke is a psychopath and he's just infatuated with Ashley and he'll do anything to have her, even though then later on he stabs her in the throat to kill her because she basically rejects his advances and wants nothing to do with them. But he tries to get away with it, and that was very interesting, the way he tried to set everything up and set one of her exes up to take the fall because he's a troubled young man. And Luke knew that to have him come and then kill him and set him up for these crimes, although he didn't count on Ashley surviving. But overall, I enjoyed this film. It's a film that starts off, you think it's going to be a home invasion film, and it turns into something totally different. And I actually didn't see the different coming because I stayed away from spoilers. I didn't read any reviews before I watched this. And like I said, it's a film that I kind of forgot about until Red Mist asked me if I'd review it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I really wanted to see that film. And I sat down last night and watched it, and I enjoyed myself. It's a good little dark Christmas horror film. And if you've never seen it, I'd recommend it. I would give Better Watch Out a 7 out of 10. It's definitely a worthwhile watch. And it's steeped in the season, Christmas decorations, snow on the ground, and we get some damn good performances. So yeah, I was happy with it. I give it a 7 out of 10. What are your thoughts on it? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I would appreciate that. I'll be back next week with some more reviews. I'm going to have Black Christmas 2006, Krampus Naughty Cut coming up, Missing in Action 3, and I'm going to do a few family Christmas titles. But until then, bye.